All right, and welcome back. I'm Zachary Ireland. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you've never been here before, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy this kind of real estate investing talk on Sudbury real estate and really on any kind of residential real estate investing or any kind of real estate investing at all. Sorry, I keep qualifying my incorrectly my statements. Today we're looking at a post. It's on the Bigger Pockets forum. And I thought I would share this one because I believe it's a pretty common error that people make. So it's by Zach Perry. Great name. He says, "Hello everyone, I'm 22 years old and have been educating myself around REI, which is real estate investing, for the past couple of years with books, this website, and the Bigger Pockets podcast. My last post was over 2 years ago with asking about how to learn more. While everyone is always learning, no matter what, I wanted to ask for any advice or helpful information regarding searching for duplex properties, specifically in a market like Raleigh, where, in my opinion, not many are available, or when analyzing it, it's not worth investing in, or it's too expensive when analyzing. Also, I'd love for any more helpful tips on education regarding actually interacting with people aside from books and podcasts." Yeah, Zach, you're not alone. This happens a lot, especially with new investors. Seems like you're pretty young. You're probably a conscientious person, probably also a little bit self-conscious because you don't have the experience. But regardless of that, you're going to need to get the phone out and you're going to need to stop looking at stuff and start talking to people. And, whether you want to get into high risk, crazy leveraged real estate, or you just want to do the smart way and do things building wealth over time, you're going to need to build up some smart people around you because you can't possibly know everything yourself. So if you've built up the savings, you're already probably halfway there. Most people that are at your stage have no savings or very, little savings. And what they've meagerly been able to pull together is not enough to invest. And they're looking at real estate investing as this far off thing. And in a way, it is. If you look at it as, I need to know everything and then I need to go in and tell everyone around me what to do. You don't really need, that's not a realistic expectation. You don't really need to have learned everything in advance. And I think some of the post responses, I'll post a link to the post in the description. You can go there after you watch the video. They get this, they understand this, and that's really encouraging for me to see because, like I say every time, Bigger Pockets is fine. It's an okay way to get information, but it's not a way to get an education. He's saying he's listening to real estate podcasts. Again, maybe you can get anecdotes from those, but those are going to be pretty personal to the person and the situation that they were in. Might not apply to you all that much. Books, on the other hand, books are great. Books are designed to be universal and to apply in any situation. The one, caveat I would say about Bigger Pockets specifically is that they're too focused on flips. They're too focused on a short-term strategy. And, they have these superstar posts of people with 100 doors or something like that. And they don't like to show people that have failed. So there's a selection bias, and I won't go too much into this, but there's definitely a selection bias with podcasts like this where they only put on the successful people, and then the 10 or 100 people for each of those successful people who did not succeed or who lost money or who had a bad experience basically never turn up. So you do have to be careful of that, Zach. He says he wants some information or advice regarding searching for duplex properties. If you can't find them, they're probably not there. That doesn't mean you can't invest in real estate there. Doesn't mean you can't build wealth long term over time there. People still live there. People still rent there. So you need to figure that out. How are people renting here? How can I exploit that? How can I be part of that? I see this a lot, especially in the Toronto, Hamilton, Toronto, GTA of Ontario. It's a very, very expensive market as compared to ours up here. And people kind of share the same sentiment. Say, I hear these podcasts, read these books, but it doesn't seem like it's achievable for me in in the Toronto area. And I say, yeah, you might be right. I hate to tell you, but you're probably right. The way out of that is not to keep reading books. The way out of that is not to keep listening to podcasts, looking for that one little trick. The way is to start actually talking with people and figuring out what they did and what they're doing right now. So what I would recommend is getting in touch with us through our website. If you live in Canada, this is much easier. If you live outside of Canada, it's still possible. There's a few more steps, which is why we do this, because we understand the steps of investing in real estate. So even a place like Raleigh, North Carolina, you could invest in a market like Sudbury, which is very, very strong, has strong fundamentals for growth, for macroeconomics. With the EV revolution coming, cars going on battery power instead of petroleum, Sudbury is positioned to be an explosive growth market because we supply, if not number one, close to the number one largest nickel supply in the world. And nickel obviously is an important precious metal for battery-powered vehicles. So that's just one. There's many others, but that's just one reason Sudbury is a great investment market. And there's, up to 30% of people renting here. So the more people that are renting, typically the more opportunity in the rental space. Somewhere like Toronto, I don't think that it's completely devoid of opportunity in real estate investing. It's just too expensive based on your savings. So you're either going to have to find someone who's willing to take you on as a cash partner or as a learning partner, or you're going to need to move to secondary markets. Sudbury is squarely secondary market, meaning it's not above 500,000 or a million population. It's still in the growth stage, which means property of all kinds, land, commercial, residential, is affordable. It's affordable for someone on an average salary, meaning a couple both earning the average hourly wage or salary of our area can afford to buy their own house that would house like their family. I can't say the same thing about Toronto. It's just too expensive. And Raleigh, I'm a little bit familiar, but not too much. I think Raleigh might also be an affordable market like Sudbury. So two things, Zach. Call up an experienced real estate agent. Find them whatever way you want. Ask other real estate investors who they use. Find them, talk to them. If you can't find one on recommendation, find one yourself. Just start calling, talk to them about this stuff. If they know what you're talking about, and I'm not talking Burr. Everybody knows about Burr. It's not a new strategy. It is not the smartest strategy, but it's not new. Talk to them about what you're running into. Oh, I'm having trouble finding a duplex. I'm having trouble getting started. I have this much savings. What do you think I should do? If they don't know, that's probably not the right person for you. You can also talk to a mortgage broker, because a really important part of the real estate investing process is getting a mortgage. You're not going to be paying cash for your first property. If you were, you wouldn't be posting on here about how you have analysis paralysis. You don't. You just have lack of knowledge paralysis. I think Donald Trump said this. I love him or hate him, but he said this. Like, people think of knowledge as reading books, but knowledge is actually having done the thing. And confidence, people think confidence is arrogance, but confidence is actually having done that thing before. So the way you build up your confidence is not, seeking out that one trick or that one magic bullet that's going to save, make you bajillions of dollars overnight. And some method or some acronym or some initialism that you're going to come across. It's not. It's meeting the right people. It's investing your money smartly, safely, and returning your capital to you. So there's return on capital in a more traditional sense, people would think of like a cash, cash on cash return. But there's also return of capital. It's like, how many years is this going to take to get my money back? And that is equally important. So in a very, very hot market, tough market like Raleigh, sounds like Raleigh is, it might take you over 20 years. That would be a 5% cap rate before financing. It would take you 20 years to get your money back. Somewhere like Sudbury, it's closer to 10 years. So it's much more, I think, favorable for investment prospects. So those are my 2 pieces of advice. If you're going to do it in Raleigh, you're absolutely set on Raleigh, North Carolina. Find the right people, start talking to them, figure out how they do it. If you're not dead set on Raleigh, do the same thing I just explained, but in a more favorable market. Those are the things I would suggest. Great post on Bigger Pockets. I'm going to post it in the description. Like I said, if you do want to get in contact with us, invest in real estate from anywhere in the world, especially Canada, it saves you on a few taxes and things if you're a Canadian citizen, then go to the description, click on the link to our brokerage's website, and we'll see you there. See you in the next video. Bye.